And Guruprasad Mudlapur, President at Bosch Group for India and MD, is now joining us. The stock is trading at days low, 1.5% lower today. Guruprasad, firstly, let's talk about the mobility end of your business. How do you assess the demand versus various segments, and what were the growth opportunities in terms of new technology, especially hybrids and hydrogen tech, which the company is working on right now?
Okay, so we had a moderately good quarter for this year. We came up with a turnover of 4,317 crores with a profit after tax of 466 crores. The mobility sector grew by 4.1%, within which our Power Solutions division did 2.3% growth. The mobility aftermarket did 8.1% growth, and our two-wheeler division did really well with 14.6% growth. Overall, I think it has been a little muted in the industry while we do quite well. The primary reason for that seems to be the slight slowdown during the election period, and of course the intense summer heat wave that we had. So we did reasonably well even under these conditions. What I would say in terms of technology areas and focus are primarily moving forward, we look at alternate fuels, we look at hydrogen as a core technology for the future, and of course electrification moving into the future. And for hydrogen, we see considerable growth coming towards 2030. We are preparing ourselves with regard to technology and developments, and we are piloting our efforts with several OEMs right now. We're working on getting the technology maturity high to be ready with all our technology solutions for the introductions.
Right, morning. Now, the company has been actively engaged in developing hydrogen engine technology for the Indian market in collaboration with Bosch Germany. What is the update here?
Yeah, we are a technology company, and with our parent, we do a lot of technology developments. Hydrogen overall has two main focus topics for mobility. One is hydrogen injection technologies for the hydrogen ICE vehicles, and of course the fuel cell power modules where the fuel cell electric vehicles come in. Currently, we believe the Indian market will be early to adopt the hydrogen ICE technology, and we are working with our parent to mature the technology. We are also locally the lead development center for hydrogen technology in India. And at our lab in Bangalore, we do quite a lot of work towards the hydrogen ICE maturity, while most of the fuel cell technology development currently happens with our parent in Germany.
Right. Interesting. Mr. Guruprasad, also, how do you see EV sales moving up as a percentage of your total sales? And in the next 5 years, how big is this business going to be in terms of product portfolio, client addition, etc.?
Yeah, EV is certainly a technology for the future. In several segments, we believe there will be good penetration of electric vehicles in passenger cars, three-wheelers, and of course, commuter segment for the two-wheelers. We expect penetration rates of about 20% to 25% by 2030 in passenger cars, much higher in three-wheelers, maybe 65 to 75% in three-wheelers, and of course, a very high percentage, similar percentage also in commuter segment for two-wheelers. This, we believe, will be the battery electric vehicles. Of course, if we include also the hybrid electric vehicles, there will be quite some electrification penetration by 2030.
Right. Let's talk about your export plans, because you have plans to scale them up, particularly from India as a hub. But at the expense of higher import content. What's the growth guidance here, and which segment would you like to scale up first?
Yeah, we currently are set up largely to cater to the Indian market. We have a substantial Indian market. As you know, the Indian market is already the third largest automotive market in the world, and offers us significant volumes for the local OEMs. This helps us do quite a lot locally. But of course, we have ambitions to also export out of India. And currently, we do between 8 to 10% exports for the worldwide market. And we will steadily increase this in the coming years. We also do component exports from here. We do quite a lot of exports to markets like Europe, North America, and Japan. And this will continue as we move into the future.
And how much of an increase in exports are you eyeing over the next few years? What is it going to be as a percentage?
Yeah, we are currently 8.5% to 10% in that range. We hope to increase this by a couple of percent more in the coming years.
Right. The other thing that we want to understand is how is it that your company is moving forward with your localization plans, and how can give this a thrust to your margins in, say, the medium to longer term?
Yeah, so we are a company totally dedicated to having local for local production. And since 1953, we've been producing for the auto world in India. So we are established as a manufacturing company for a very long time. We believe manufacturing brings a lot of value for the local markets, and this is something we will sustain and continue in the coming years as well. Currently, we do in several product categories very high levels of localization. And when a new product category is introduced, we start with something like 30% local content and step it up as we go forward, all the way up to 75, 80%. In some categories today, we are already at 90% local content. But in some of the newer products, we are at maybe 30%. So we, as and when localization makes sense, and as and when the volumes justify localization, we continue to steadily increase the local content.
Gurnath, by how much percent do you actually intend to increase the localization in coming years?
We are already at a very good local content here. I think an increase of between 5 to 10% would be extremely good for us. And it again depends on product categories. So I don't want to give you a very generic number here. Depending on the product categories, it always varies. And in some cases, it's very high levels of localization, and in some it starts at maybe 30% local content, and then it continues to step up from there.
Okay, and in the non-automotive segment, what would be your growth targets? For example, for the power tool division, you have exposure to Bangladesh as well, given the current unrest. What is the impact?
Yeah, so the it's unfortunate what's happening in the region. In fact, this is something we've seen already since post-COVID slowdown. In our case, for power tools and aftermarket, we are exposed to the complete SAARC region. For power tools specifically, we manage the SAARC region, so we are directly also producing and delivering into this region. We hope things come back to normal there, and we are very positive about the growth potential that countries like Bangladesh offer, and we will do everything to keep it going as soon as the situation gets better.
Right. Also, any financial impact of the Bangladesh crisis right now on your business?
It's very small, actually. The Bangladesh turnover today is very small, and we do not see a big financial impact. It may at best be a temporary 1 quarter kind of an impact, but we do not have a significant turnover impact on account of Bangladesh. Other regions will compensate locally, India will compensate. So we do not foresee a turnover impact.
All right, let's focus on Cummins India then. Came out with a very good set of numbers. Thank you, Mr. Guruprasad, for joining us.